When a little girl in a wheelchair insisted on meeting the most dangerous dog in the shelter, nobody thought it was a good idea. The staff warned her again and again, stay away from that one. But she ignored every warning. Everyone held their breath as she rolled closer to his kennel, bracing for the worst. But instead of lunging, instead of biting, the bulldog did something no one expected. What happened next stunned the whole shelter and turned into a story that melted hearts everywhere. Titan had been there longer than any other dog. A massive bulldog with a wide chest, a thick, scarred neck, and eyes the color of burnt amber. He was as intimidating as he was feared. On his intake card, someone had scrawled in red marker, "Aggressive. Use caution." This story touched millions of hearts. If it touched yours, let us know with a like, comment yes, and subscribe or follow for more amazing stories like this. Back to the story. Every morning, volunteers approached his kennel with dread. He'd stand stiff, teeth bared, his body trembling with tension. No matter how softly they spoke, no matter what treats they offered, Titan never relaxed. "He's too far gone," one staff member whispered as she slid his water bowl inside. "Some dogs, they just never recover." No one knew exactly what had broken him. Titan had been found wandering on the edge of town, skinny, filthy, with a frayed rope still hanging from his collar. He had growled the entire ride back in the truck, and ever since, he hadn't wagged his tail, not once. Instead, he paced back and forth, all day, every day, like he was searching for something he couldn't find. And when the shelter grew quiet at night, his deep, aching howls carried through the halls, breaking even the hardest hearts. Most people stopped believing he could ever be saved. But then, the little girl came. The bell over the shelter's door jingled as Mia's mom pushed her inside. Her hands rested on her lap, her long brown hair tied back with a pink ribbon that matched the rims of her wheelchair. "You sure about this?" her mom asked gently. Mia nodded. "I just want to see them," she said softly. The receptionist smiled kindly, though her eyes darted toward the end of the row where Titan's kennel sat in shadow. Volunteers opened doors for the calmer dogs. A golden retriever licked Mia's hand. A beagle wagged his whole body in excitement. Mia giggled, but her eyes kept drifting down the aisle, to the dark cage at the end. When they reached Titan, the shelter manager hurried forward. "Sweetheart, maybe we skip this one," she said firmly. "He doesn't do well with visitors." From inside, a deep growl rolled through the bars. Mia tilted her head, listening. She couldn't see his bared teeth, but she could hear the pain behind the sound. "I want to meet him," she whispered. Her mother froze. "Mia, please." But Mia's eyes never left the cage. Something in her quiet voice made everyone else step back. Her mom hesitated, then slowly wheeled her forward until her chair was just inches from Titan's kennel. The growl deepened. His whole body coiled tight, his eyes fixed on the turning wheels of her chair.
"Easy," Mia whispered. No one knew if she was speaking to him or herself. Her mom's heart hammered in her chest. "Sweetie, maybe we should—" "No," Mia said, calm but steady. "He's just scared." No one dared argue. Mia took a breath and began to talk. "Hi, my name's Mia. I know you don't want me here." Titan's ears flicked forward, then back. The growl faded into a soft, tired whine. "I didn't want to be here either," she continued. Her eyes glistened. "When I got hurt, I thought I'd never feel happy again." For the first time, Titan stopped pacing. Slowly, he lowered his head to the floor. His shoulders loosened. His breathing slowed. The staff stared, stunned. No one had ever seen Titan do anything but snarl and pace, but now he was listening. And maybe, just maybe, he was hoping. Mia lifted her hand, her mom's heart hammered in her chest, but she didn't stop. Her fingers brushed against the cold steel bars. Titan's amber eyes followed her hand, wary. "It's okay," Mia whispered. "I'm not here to hurt you." At first, he flinched back, and for a second she doubted herself. But then, with slow, uncertain steps, Titan moved forward again. His wet nose touched her fingertips. Mia's breath caught in her throat. She turned her palm upward and waited. The bulldog leaned in, pressing his heavy muzzle against her hand. He let out a long, low sigh. His eyes fluttered shut, and the tension melted from his frame. A volunteer covered her mouth to hold back a sob. The manager wiped at her eyes, whispering, "I can't believe it." Mia stroked his scarred cheek, her fingers brushing over rough fur. "You're not a bad dog. You're just sad." When Titan opened his eyes again, they weren't the eyes of a monster. They were tired and full of something that looked like hope. She brushed her lap gently. "Come here." And for the first time since he'd arrived, Titan crawled forward. He lowered his big head into the crook of her arm. The shelter seemed to exhale all at once. Volunteers exchanged looks, tears streaming down their faces. Mia's mother dropped to her knees beside her, a trembling hand pressed to her chest. She hadn't seen her daughter smile like that since the accident. A small smile, but real, a light breaking through the dark. Titan trembled as he leaned deeper into her lap, his sorrow slipping away. The growling, pacing creature was gone. In its place was a dog who finally belonged again. "He's never let anyone touch him before," a volunteer whispered, stunned. Mia rested her cheek against Titan's head, her tears soaking into his fur.